So far, when talking about innovation, we've talked about why innovation is important, explained the different types of innovation, and the most common reasons that innovation initiatives fail. We've also talked about the importance of having an innovation process. In a subsequent lesson, we'll describe the innovation process in detail. But before we do that, we're going to help you understand that individuals each play one of 4 different roles in the innovation process and why this is important in arriving at quality problem-solving outcomes. When working to solve a problem by yourself, it's actually important that you play each of these 4 roles. But when you work in a team, you'll likely spend more time in the one role that's your natural preference. Once we've explained the 4 different roles, I'll explain how your natural role preference will influence your behaviors when you're participating in a creative problem-solving team. This will help you perform better in the team and also might be useful when choosing who should be in your team and how to work with them. It's at this point that I'll introduce one of my colleagues, Dr. Basadur, Professor Emeritus of Innovation in the Groot School of Business at McMaster University. Basadur is the founder of Basadur Applied Creativity, and he's also a recognized world leader in the field of applied creativity, specializing in organizational effectiveness, cost improvement, innovation, and problem solving. Dr. Basadur is also the author of 2 books on creativity, innovation, and effective problem solving: The Power of Innovation and Simplexity Thinking, A Flight to Creativity. Dr. Basadur has developed both a unique approach to understanding the creative problem-solving process and a tool, the Creative Problem-Solving Profile, or CPSP, to help individuals better understand how they work in teams and how organizations can build higher performing problem-solving. The Basadur CPSP tool measures an individual's unique blend of preferences for the 4 stages of the creative problem-solving process and predicts how they are likely to behave at each stage. The profile offers insights into an individual's preferred or dominant behavioral style, as well as the relative strengths of the other styles. This creates a unique profile CPSP which combines all 4 styles. Using the profile helps an individual, team, or organization work better when problem solving, increasing both the likelihood of a successful outcome and the individual satisfaction of each team member. You'll find it a valuable tool to help you become aware of your own preferences and behaviors so that you might enhance your creative problem solving ability and work more effectively in a team. This is useful both while completing this course and when you're involved in future problem-solving activities. One final caveat: the Basadur profile does not assess an inherent trait, but rather a behavioral preference. This does not indicate that one person's more creative than another. In fact, all 4 styles contribute uniquely to the creative problem-solving process. Dr. Basadur now explains each of the 4 distinct personality preferences, in turn: implementer, generator, conceptualizer, and optimizer.
If you're the type of person who likes doing new things, finding new problems to solve, finding new ideas we should be thinking about, finding new projects we should get into, and you like to get people excited about getting into these new things, you are likely what we call a generator. And your value to the organization is you are continually providing opportunities to be ahead of the curve, to be getting into new problems and opportunities and solutions that keep a competitive edge for the company and making sure that it doesn't stagnate. You're the one who gets things started, and you like that very much. If you are the type of person who likes to see the big picture always, likes to understand the problem we're trying to solve before we prematurely solve it, and you like creative ideas and coming up with fresh approaches, you're likely what we call a conceptualizer. Conceptualizers' value to the organization are making sure we're on the right track, we're solving the right problems, we're not solving symptoms, and making sure the organization values and preserves good fledgling ideas. If you're the type of a person who really enjoys taking a problem, analyzing it, coming up with a few solutions that might solve it, delving deep into it to find out what's going wrong, confirm ideas that other people have, and ultimately coming up with an optimal solution that's going to solve that problem, you're what we call an optimizer. The optimizer's biggest value to an organization is to take an optimal solution and create an excellent step-by-step plan for implementing that solution. If you're the type of person who likes to take action, likes to get other people to gain acceptance for a solution you're planning to take to action, and will follow through a plan of implementation step by step until it's finished, you're likely what we call an implementer. The implementer's greatest value and contribution to a team or organization is getting results.
There are several benefits of understanding your innovation style when problem solving in a team. First, it helps you learn how to adapt your behaviors when working on an innovation project in order to build on your strengths and overcome your weaknesses. Second, appreciating others' behavioral preferences helps you reinforce their strengths and find ways to compensate for their weaknesses. Finally, better understanding of the individual preferences of others in a group improves group communications, facilitates idea sharing, and enhances the process of coming up with a solution. If each team member is aware of each other's preferences, interactions can be enhanced and better outcomes achieved. Dr. Basadur goes on to explain how these 4 behavioral preferences might influence team formation when problem solving.
Let's talk about teams, and let's talk about measuring your style. It is very simple to measure your style, and you can do a scatter diagram for a team as a whole. And it's a great way to diagnose what could be going wrong in a team, what could be helpful. For example, we've had teams who do a great job on generating a new possibility and getting a great new idea, conceptualizing a great new idea, but nothing happens. There's no action that occurs. And what happens when you look at that team and they do their profile styles, you end up with no implementers, 0, and no optimizers. Only, and about 15 people, they're all either generators or conceptualizers. So they've done a great job of coming up with a new idea, but we call it great idea but no action. So if you're leading the team or managing the team, you've got to say, what do I do now? We got this great idea, but nothing's happened, no innovations occurred, and that'll probably not be the team that's going to take this to commercialization. You're going to add people or change directions or whatever, but you know what to do to get it done. This is an important part of how do I fit in, and if you're starting up a project and you have a team, one of the things to think about is, number one, do we have the right knowledge on the team? That's absolutely vital. And make sure you do all the aspects of knowledge that you need to make this thing work. And mix in different genders and different religious backgrounds to your heart's content to have a coverage. However, we call that content diversity. We also need process diversity. So you'd be thinking about, we're launching into this project, we better have a nice mix of people. Let's make sure we have some generator skills or thoughts, some conceptualizer styles, some optimizer, and implementers. We do have definite scientific evidence that a heterogeneous team, mix of those 4, is going to be more innovative than if you have a mix that is not that way. You've got all one or this, but missing a big one. So it's very important to set up the team that is very heterogeneous, not only in what they know, but also in how they think together, and they can help each other work their way through. So this is a way that you can check yourselves out. If you're forming a new team, do the profile styles, talk to each other, see what might be missing, and plug it in where you have to. Or if you've got a team that's floundering, sometimes a simple measure of their profile scatter diagram, the mix, can be a big hint as to what's going on if you find a deficiency here or over there. Okay, so the key thing is we can collaborate together in a total process if we have people who like all the different styles together in the team.
In this lesson, we focused on people's problem-solving preferences. Does that mean that some people are better problem solvers than others? This is an interesting topic, and one that was researched in some detail by Jeff Dyer, Hal Grierson, and Clayton Christensen in their book, The Innovator's DNA. Here's what they had to say on the topic.
My personal belief is you don't move from the low end of the bell curve to the high end of the bell curve. The best innovators have genetic endowment and they know the behaviors. But there's all sorts of innovation that can go on every day in companies. New process, in any team you can come up with a better way to do something, a new way to do something. And so it doesn't mean that you're going to be a Steve Jobs, but you can be innovative within your realm just by practicing, the techniques we describe in this book around how to be a better questioner, observer, networker, and experimenter.
These folks who generate ideas that have disrupted industries, they didn't do it just one day of their life. They didn't do these skills, questioning, observing, networking for ideas, etc. It became a habit. It was not a ritual, it was just a way of living. And so once that occurs, then people are ripe and open to generating new ideas. And if I don't have that habit, as Jeff was mentioning, I can acquire it. And our perspective is pick a project. Everybody has a problem for which they don't have a solution. It could be personal, it could be professional, it could be organizational, it could be societal, but there's a problem. Pick it. And whatever that is, turn it into an innovation project and then engage these skills in an everyday way to deliver a new idea. And what we've seen is when people do it, when they question, when they get out there and actively observe like anthropologists, when they talk to just totally different people than who they are, it's inevitable they're going to get some sort of a new idea.
So in a population, there's a standard distribution in individual creativity, with some people being more creative and others less creative. Importantly, people are not simply creative or not creative, but operate in a continuum of creativity. However creative people are, we can help them become more creative by helping them to better appreciate and manage their own style, helping them understand the innovation process, and training them to use creative tools and frameworks, which you'll explain in more details in future lessons. In this module, we have discussed the impact you might have on the creative problem-solving process, how you can work better with others on your team, and how you can improve process outcomes. Most importantly, understanding the power of an individual in the creative problem-solving process reinforces the role of individuals at the heart of innovation and creativity, both in organizations and in society. Individuals such as Leonardo da Vinci, the original Renaissance man, best known for his paintings, who was also a philosopher. Thomas Edison, engineer and inventor of the light bulb, the phonograph, and the motion picture camera. And Salman Khan, founder of Khan Academy, a free online education platform, have all found their own ways to use their creative capability and their understanding of the creative problem-solving process to have a large impact on society. In fact, individuals are the true drivers of innovation and creativity. And I hope these role models provide an inspiration for you. In some cases, these individuals further enhance their impact on society when they transform their creativity into economic value through entrepreneurship, creating new ventures to take their innovations to market. Entrepreneurs are the physical manifestation of an act of creativity, solving real customer needs and creating enterprises, employment, and wealth. In the next lesson, we'll explore entrepreneurship and share our understanding of what drives entrepreneurs and what you can learn from this that can enhance your own innovation and creativity.